Hi, I'm Jamie Banner and I'm the founder of Medicare by Jamie. I'm a licensed insurance agent that works specifically with people enrolling into Medicare. And today I'm going to talk to you about Medicare Supplement Plan N. And more specifically, I'm going to talk about 3 things that I think you need to know about Medicare Supplement Plan N, as well as how it compares to the other popular counterpart, Medicare Supplement Plan G. Now, before we get started, if you find the information in this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe and leave a comment down below. So like I said, we're going to talk about Medicare Supplement Plan N. So the first kind of thing you probably want to talk about is what exactly is a Medicare supplement? Well, a Medicare supplement plan is insurance that essentially helps fill the gaps left by original Medicare, which is also why it's often called a Medigap plan. So original Medicare Parts A and B cover a lot, but they don't cover everything. Part B covers 80% of your outpatient charges, but that still leaves you responsible for 20%. And Part A covers a lot of your hospital coverage, but still has deductibles and co-insurances depending on how long you've stayed in the hospital. So that's where our Medicare supplements come in. It's covering those gaps so we're not left with these steeping medical bills into our retirement years. It's giving us some extra peace of mind that we're not getting bill after bill in case we have any kind of major medical episode, or even minor. We don't want to pay constant medical bills. So when it comes to Medicare supplement plans, there's a lot to choose from. Realistically, most people choose between 11, but you don't really look at all 11. There's a lot of plans that the premiums don't really justify the benefits. They're older plans. They don't have as good of coverage. So really it breaks down to a few simple plans. And the 2 most popular plans you're going to see are Plan G and Plan N. Now, Plan G and Plan N both offer great coverage levels. They both offer a lot. Just one offers a bit more than the other does. If you look at this chart below, you'll see what's covered under Plan G and Plan N in terms of the most commonly looked at benefits. So you'll see both have an X on annual deductible, and then Plan N has a couple other things that aren't covered, which are those 3 factors I want to get into that you need to know about Plan N before starting your enrollment. It's a fantastic plan with a lot of coverage. There's just a little more that goes into it than kind of the gold standard coverage of Plan G. So like I said, with Plan N, there are 3 things you need to know before you begin your enrollment in Plan N. And mostly we're going to be talking about your out-of-pocket on the plan, because although Medicare supplement plans really limit your out-of-pocket costs, there still is a little bit, and a little more on Plan N than Plan G, but often that premium really justifies paying a little more out-of-pocket because the out-of-pocket still isn't very much. So the first thing on Plan N is going to be the Part B annual deductible. So if you turn 65 in 2020 or later, you're actually not eligible for a plan that covers this Part B deductible. That was taken away. So pretty much anyone turning 65 from now into the future is going to be responsible for the Part B deductible on a Medicare supplement plan. Sounds pretty awful, right? Not really, because in 2021, the Part B deductible is actually only $203. It's an annual deductible. So if you have a doctor's appointment in January or February, you pay that immediately, and then bam, that deductible is paid off for the rest of the calendar year. It does reset in January, but it's such a low deductible, it's not something a lot of us will even think about. So that's the first thing. The second thing with Plan N is going to be copayment. So unlike its counterpart Plan G, Plan N does incorporate some copayments, not tons, but you will see them when you have visits. So the copayments you're going to see are going to be $20 for an office visit and $50 for an ER visit that doesn't result in an admission to the hospital. So these copayments are max numbers. That means it's not always going to be 20 at the office visit, nor will it always be 50 at the ER visit. But if you have an office visit, whether it's your primary, your specialist, doesn't matter type of doctor, your copayment cannot be higher than $20. So kind of what most of us are used to on group plans. In fact, a lot of group plans have much higher copayments. I think mine are like $60. Now, the ER copayment is going to come in if you go to the emergency room, they kind of check you out, send you home, don't admit you as an inpatient. You could pay a $50 copay. However, if you are admitted as an inpatient, so decide to keep you for a few days, that copayment will be waived. Again, these are maxes. You won't always see them. There are different codes that trigger different copayments. I've got a video where I explain kind of what would trigger a copayment. I'm going to link it above, and I'm also going to link it down below. The third aspect I want you to be aware of on a Medicare Supplement Plan N is going to be something called an excess charge. And excess charges to me always sound so much scarier than they are. So an excess charge means that you could be billed up to 15% of the Medicare approved payment. So essentially, if Medicare is paying $100, you could pay up to $15 on top of that in what's known as an excess charge. So it's capped at 15%, but it's based on the Medicare approved amount. Now, we don't want to pay this every time we go to the doctors, right? Well, you likely won't have to. In order for there to be an excess charge, you must be seeing a doctor who does not accept Medicare assignment. So when doctors decide to contract with Medicare, they're given the option to either be a participating provider or a non-participating provider. If they choose to be a non-participating provider, it means that they do not accept Medicare's payment as payment in full. So they don't accept Medicare assignment. They essentially want a little bit higher of a price tag for the services they're offering, which is where that excess charge comes in. So Medicare has a set amount they will pay a provider for a service. Like I said, we can go off the easy number of $100. So if the doctor does not accept assignment, they could charge you up to 15% of that Medicare approved $100. So it's not off of necessarily what the doctor wants to charge for this service, but it's off of what Medicare's approved amount is. Now, like I said, it's not as scary as it sounds because most doctors do accept Medicare assignment. It's actually more rare to find someone who's not going to. The statistic says it's somewhere between 93 to 97% of doctors across the country accept Medicare assignment. So it is possible in our Plan N. It's not super likely, but it's always something we can verify beforehand. There's multiple ways to search it. Medicare.gov even has a provider search. They give you a green little check mark to tell you that your doctor takes Medicare assignment, or if you're looking for a new provider, whether it's by name, specialist, zip code, you can find everyone in the area and see beforehand, before you schedule an appointment, whether or not they take Medicare assignment and whether you may have an excess charge. And also, there are actually a couple states that completely prohibit excess charges. So there's 8 states, which I've listed down below, that do not have providers who charge excess charges. They're completely prohibited. You will never see one in those states. Now, if you live in one of these states and you cross state lines to see a doctor, all bets are off. You want to verify they accept assignment. But if you stay within your state, you will not see an excess charge in these 8 states. So again, just to kind of go over it, the 3 things you need to be aware of, especially in terms of out-of-pocket on a Medicare Supplement Plan N, are going to be the Part B annual deductible, Part B copayments, and Part B excess charges. Again, Part B deductible, everybody who turns 65, 2020 or later will have to pay it with a Medicare Supplement Plan. With the copayments and excess charges, it's going to depend on your provider and the type of service you get done under your Plan N. But again, this out-of-pocket is not absurd, and a lot of times the premium on a Plan N is really worth it because it's oftentimes a lot lower than a Plan G to have this out-of-pocket. If you're not meeting the difference monthly in premiums, it's good to keep these things around and pay a $20 copay once every 6 months if you're really not seeing the doctor terribly frequently. So again, when we look at the comparison between Plan G and N, both have the deductible and then the 2 extra things on Plan N. Again, not a huge deal, just something to be aware of on that Plan N, but you have to think of all that premium money you're saving. I hope you found the information in this video helpful. If you did, you can always give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below about whether you would choose Plan G with a lot less out of pocket or maybe Plan N but saving on your premiums. If you have any questions, you can always give me a call. My number is 833-65-JAMIE. This is what I do. I assist people in finding the best Medicare supplement plans. I'd be happy to give you a call, go over all the plans in your area, and walk you through what your best option is, whether it's Plan G or Plan N. You can also visit my website, medicarebyjamie.com, where you can request a free Medicare supplement quote. There's no cost to you. I will send you an email with some rates in your area, and we can talk about it further. Thanks so much for watching.